My daughter and I gather stones at Empire Beach, Lake Michigan. I have been watching documentaries on wolves for days now. The weather is changing, signaling the seasonal habit of staying indoors, but today, a little sun. We leave our coats in the car and walk out to the beach to gather cold, white stones worn smooth by innumerable rising tides and strewn horizontally along the shoreline. The stones are dry, leaving dark impressions in the sand where we harvest. My daughter tells me to find a rock large enough to paint on. I do. These days, she is a cub following, learning, memorizing my every move, affection-starved from the few years I was away. She holds up a perfect stone and said this is the one she will paint on, then turns to take photos of the lake, the shore, the setting sun hung gloriously over the water. I came back to her, like a lone wolf traveling home after a failed rewilding. Now, she leans into the stories I tell her about the places I have been and wants to see them too, wants both of us to leave these shores and start again somewhere different, somewhere that does not groan under the weight of her father's abuses. I wish it were that easy, that this world were not his world everywhere I go. When wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone, some tried to return to Canada, an arduous journey over life-threatening terrain, because they knew it would be easier to find shelter and food in the familiar, deal with predators, keep their cubs safe. Stories of the wild are often one-sided and far too heroic, told by tellers best positioned for a thrill. I don't tell my daughter. I almost drove to the ocean to build last campfires and die. I don't tell her about homelessness, hunger, or the men who tried to harm me. I don't tell her wolves 9 and 10 got lost in the Absarokas, or that 10 was gunned down by a white man in Red Lodge, Montana, and that he was proud of his kill. I tell her 9 and all her pups survived. My daughter stares out at these waters like a woman attuned to a calling. I don't tell her that someone had to gather them into a vehicle and bring them back to where they were protected. I don't tell her this is why I also came home.